What's a movie with a great premise but a terrible execution?
The Robin Hood movie with Russell Crowe. It was written to be told from the Sheriff of Nottingham's viewpoint in "the villain was right" style. Then the studio chickened out and made another vanilla Robin Hood movie.
IRC It wasn't so much "the villain is right" as the Sheriff of Nottingham trying to catch a serial killer and Robin Hood being a minor side character.
Percy Jackson. They literally had all the great source material in their hands, and threw it all aside to make their own dumb movie with just the same character names.
Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. Like you're telling me that with all of the source material that inspired tons of well-known sci-fi franchises today and a $177 million budget, they **CKED it up with miscasting the leads and an unfocused plot? I'm also a huge fan of the Valerian and Laureline comics, so it bummed me out how they fumbled the one chance at a live-action film.
Can we cast two actors that have no chemistry whatsoever, and on top of that they also look like brother and sister?
Seventh Son. It's based on the last Apprentice book series by Joseph Delaney, which are fantastic books. The movie on the other hand is terrible and was a big flop. Whoever thought to have Jeff Bridges do that accent was an idiot.
Man of the Year. A comedian launches a third-party bid for the presidency and wins. Despite a solid performance from Robin Williams, a thoroughly forgettable movie with a lame script. Could have had a lot of heart and a lot of laughs.
Daybreakers was a pretty cool look at a vampire society, but the second half about the Cure was so dumb.
I will forever stay mad about how badly Eragon turned out.
Hey. The Dark Tower. Source material, Stephen King book series, is amazing. Movie is crap.
I wanted to like this movie so much. I love Idris Elba as an actor and had no problems with his casting as Roland. His dynamic with Jake is one of my favorite aspects of the first book. There's a line, really early in the movie, where Jake says something like, "You're a gunslinger," and Roland says, "There are no more gunslingers," and I just turned the movie off. I understood that this was another reiteration, but I could not conceive of a version of Roland Deschain who forgets the face of his father and denies that fact that as long as he is alive, he is a gunslinger and has a duty to fulfill, and he carries all the names of those he lost on the journey, so the gunslingers are alive as long as he is alive. I get it was a throwaway line, but it just sat wrong with me.
Jumper. I still actually enjoy the movie a lot because the premise is so cool and it has its moments, but it could have been better for sure.
Once a quarter I text the same friend, "Dang, I wish they made a Jumper sequel." It was one of those movies made at the time when everyone was so desperate for a franchise that could appeal to teens and adults that the first movie focused so hard on being the first in a trilogy that it forgot to be fun. The plans for the trilogy sounded awesome. I Am Number 4 did the same thing.
Mortal Engines. The steampunk-esque engineering aspect was so cool, but it ended up being about some sappy romance between teens. A let-down sad face. The visuals were kick-ass though.
That's disappointing. I've seen a trailer and it looked effing awesome based on the steampunk moving cities.
The Percy Jackson and Artemis Fowl movies. They are two of my favorite book series, but they combined too much stuff from the books and changed more of it to the point where it feels like a different series. Edit, I haven't seen them in a while, but yes, Eragon and Avatar The Last Airbender, the live-action one, to be clear, were terrible as well.
They keep trying to recapture the success of the Harry Potter franchise with other YA book series with half the effort put in.
Yeah, they're trying it again with Percy Jackson, and this time Rick Riordan is going to be involved with the production.
Gods of Egypt. That movie is criminally bad yet had all the potential in the world to be a massive hit. And cement itself as one of the best movies based on ancient mythology.
The best movie series about Egyptian gods is without a doubt Stargate.
The Happening. The movie gets gradually worse every time anyone opens their mouth. I always thought the idea was cool and really scary.
Hancock. It's half of a great movie with a different, terrible movie for the second half.
What I heard is they took two scripts and combined them.
Dark Phoenix. We've run out of mutant enemies, let's do aliens.
Simon Kinberg FS up Dark Phoenix storyline in 2006. I've learned from my mistakes. Simon Kinberg FS up Dark Phoenix storyline in 2019.
Rip D with Ryan Reynolds and Jeff Bridges.
You mean Discount Men in Black?
I watched this documentary about Frozen 2 and its production and how they basically needed to redo the entire movie in 3 months because the kids didn't like it. So it went from this super thought-out storyline to a bit of a mishmash of unsatisfying plotlines. I always wonder what we could they had instead. So yay, Frozen 2.
Damn, that's disappointing. I just watched it recently and felt like it could have been so much stronger if it picked a couple themes and ran with them instead of half-checking a box with every character.
Downsizing. A movie with people being shrunk down to 5 inches, so obviously it's about a boring romance and global warming. I think of it as a movie that thought it was too good for its own premise.
That movie had an identity complex. It didn't know what it wanted to be. It sucked.
Jupiter Ascending.
Find out you own a planet? Definitely go back to cleaning toilets. And no less with your mathematician professor mother who apparently never found a university in need of Russian adjuncts. Yeah, okay. Christ, the plot phoned it in, yet all anyone complains about is the rollerblading in the sky, ha. In Time. I love the concept and the world, but unfortunately it's just a movie where pretty people run around for an hour and a half. Total waste.
A Wrinkle in Time was one of my favorite books as a child. Disney's version was so bad I had to turn it off after 5 minutes. I've willingly sat through a lot of bad movies in my day, but it was so cringy I just couldn't do it.
The Assassin's Creed movie.
All they had to do was recreate the Ezio storyline and would have had a chance at actually being good.
Green Lantern. They had the source material and it was a disaster, just bad with the CGI and the plot. Oof.
Green Lantern has a whole franchise of content in the Sinestro Corp War. They're sitting on a damn goldmine of imaginative characters, action spectacle and just enough edge to set itself apart, but the movie they already did was so damn terrible we'll never get it.
In Time with Justin Timberlake. Everyone ages normally until 25 and after that you have a number ticking away on your forearm. You can earn more time but whenever it runs out you die on the spot. The rich are basically immortal. And the poor that are paycheck to paycheck are one wrong move away from death. Cool idea for a commentary on inequality but not well executed.
Yep, great example. I didn't think it was terrible but done right it could have been incredible.
World War Z. I didn't hate the movie, but the book was so much better. I could see this as a Band of Brothers type miniseries.
They bought the name, not the book.
The movie Avatar: The Last Airbender. Edit, thank for the awards and comments. I'm glad we agree.
I don't believe there's a movie in existence with such a poor execution. It's almost hard to believe how bad that film was.
Passengers. Should have been told from the girl's POV.
Brightburn 2019 link. It could have been an absolute cult classic if they did it as more of a character study with an intersection between pre-adolescent growing pains, the sci-fi elements, and emergent psychopathy. Instead it was just a gory supernatural horror and an origin story of a supervillain who is only evil because of some hand-waved alien bullpoo. And NBSP. Edit, I wrote an alternate synopsis for the movie a while back if you're interested, link.
Yesterday. A man wakes up in a world where the Beatles never existed. Amazing premise, awful ending. They did not know how to land that plane well.
The Purge. What a effing brilliant concept. They could have done so many different things with it, but they chose a goddamn house invasion storyline. One of the biggest disappointments in cinema for me.
I've been saying that the Purge franchise should branch out into other genres. The first one was a little more horror-based, while the rest have just been standard action movies. Give me a Purge comedy about 2 crews of thieves robbing the same bank on Purge night. Give me a Ken Burns-style Purge mockumentary where it documents the crimes happening during the Purge, and the aftermath of it all. Give me a Purge rom-com about 2 murders who caught each other through increasingly elaborate and romantic murders. Give me a sci-fi Purge. Purge in space. Would they be good? Probably not. Would I watch them? Yes, 100%.
Thank you for watching. We upload new videos every day, so be sure to come back for more fun. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed the video.